Hello and welcome to the finale of Season 3 of F1 Manager 2024 and our Lotus Road to Glory career mode. Today we are back with the final race in Abu Dhabi as we look to get Daniel Ricciardo second in the championship. Kimi Antonelli has already won the championship after an incredible second half of the season, but Daniel Ricciardo is sat there in second, 3 points ahead of Fernando Alonso. Can we complete the 1-2, which would be an amazing achievement within 3 seasons? Now, of course, Daniel Ricciardo is leaving the team at the end of the year. He will be replaced by Oscar Piastri next season, and that's going to be incredible to have Oscar coming in because Daniel Ricciardo is off to kick Sauber. So this could be his final ever competitive race in a competitive car. Now, we don't know. Kick Sauber might well develop the car really well. They might be championship contenders going forward, but we're assuming not. And, well, Daniel Ricciardo is going to be back to sort of fighting for minor points from next year. But yeah, I wanted to say a massive thank you for all of the support on the series. We've went pretty much every day since the series started back in July, and I really do appreciate all of your support. But today I am announcing that this series will be taking an indefinite break after this video. I feel like we're getting to a natural stopping point. I don't think it's going to be the end of the series. It might end up being, but obviously, especially if Daniel gets second, you know, finishing 1 and 2 in the championship, winning the Constructors Championship, I think that is a natural sort of closure to the series, and yeah, it would be difficult to go for another 24-race season. Now, having said that, I'm not ruling out doing a season 4. That was actually the plan until very recently, that I would do another sort of 6 weeks of F1 Manager daily, or, you know, bi-daily, and get through season 4 and finish the series officially after that. However, the delay to Football Manager has really sort of changed my outlook on things, because in terms of performance on the channel, this game hasn't done fantastic recently. Only about 300 views per video, which is far less than what you'd normally get for stuff on my channel. So yeah, it is going to take an indefinite break of at least a week. We are bringing back Top Spin this week, Top Spin 2K25, so hopefully you enjoyed that, and there will be some retro Football Manager stuff that is coming out this week as well, and of course the retro show on a Sunday with FIFA, and hopefully that's okay. Hopefully it's just a short-term thing. I want a little break from the series, and we'll see how other games do on the channel, and you know, if it's no better, then we will be bringing back F1 Manager in a slightly different format next season of 2 races per video. So there'll be longer videos, but of course only well, fewer episodes for season 4. So yeah, just wanted to say that before we got into today's race. Obviously, it's really important that we finish the season on a high and make sure that Daniel Ricciardo finishes second. That's the plan today anyway. But as I say, thank you for the incredible support. I really couldn't have done it without you guys. Looks like we're going to be fine on cost cap. We've got 12 million left, so we might as well invest something into some facilities. Somebody said, why don't you do better hospitality? So yeah, let's start upgrading that, shall we, to try and get that up to 5-star ahead of the new season. Okay, right, let's continue on then. We've got some research complete. We'll of course continue to do that. You can see staff changes, driver changes, of course. Oscar Piastri coming in to car 1. It's going to be incredible between him and Antonelli next year, isn't it? That's going to be really exciting. And Antonelli almost maxing out in certain areas. Probably need to change Antonelli's focus, actually. Although we've got him on balanced right now. Yeah, just leave him. Leave him to it. Right, we're going to focus on pit stop time. In particular, the tyres. So let's push forward. So underfloor research has been completed. Yeah, get some more research done. Possibly for this suspension. And as always, we're going to have a particular focus on the bits of the cars that are changing. Right, I can't do that, so I'm going to have to... I can reduce that to 1. That's fine. Yeah, this is all good. And that will work. Perfect. Nice. Right. Okay, let's keep pushing forward then. And get ourselves into the weekend. So Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Antonelli. And of course, we are hoping and praying that Daniel Ricciardo will be the fastest guy out there.
The season draws to a close here with the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit was completed in 2009, and we've seen a fair share of celebration and commiseration over the years since then. The scenery may be spectacular, but this weekend, all eyes will be on the track.
Taking a look at the top of the constructors' standings, we've got a team that's starting to pull away. And teams have fought for every hard-won point as we start round 24.
What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
Right then, okay, we are ready to rock and roll. So I'll see you guys for our final qualifying session of the season.
There's tension in the air today, so it must be time for qualifying.
Drivers are able to defend well during races at Abu Dhabi, preventing rivals from gaining easy positions. Setting a good grid position during qualifying is fundamental as a result.
Now there's a driver we've been talking about quite a bit. Karun, how will they be feeling today?
I'd say that both team drivers are actually on quite a similar level right now. Could we see a little healthy competition between teammates? Maybe. They both got a point to prove.
So here we are, ready to resume.
Right then, okay, let's get ourselves into qualifying. Daniel Ricciardo with a very good looking car. He is going to be excited getting into this race, I think. Getting into the Lotus for the final time in a qualifying session. Just checking he's got the absolute best engines that he can have. And let's get ourselves into the action then here in Abu Dhabi. And Daniel Ricciardo is going to get ourselves off to a flyer, hopefully. And we'll put Antonelli out there around about halfway through Ricciardo's lap. And hopefully we will see Daniel Ricciardo putting in a good time. A 22.7 for Daniel Ricciardo. And it's a 22.8 for Kimi Antonelli. So Ricciardo was slightly quicker than his teammate there. We'll see how Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso get on here. Alonso, of course, in his final ever race. Nico Hülkenberg in his final ever race as well. And, well, there you go. Red Bull looking strong. Yeah, I suppose that's the question. Do you get Daniel Ricciardo a fresh engine and hope that he can make up the time? I'm not sure he could. But yeah, rather concerningly, 5th and 8th in that qualifying session. And going to Q2. We'll have a little look at tyres here. Probably want to try and get through on scrub tyres, I would imagine. Give yourself plenty of options for tomorrow's race. This time we're going to send them out together, see if the tow is useful. Maybe it is. 21.9 plays a 22.2.
Look after the fuel on the way in. Understood.
So we'll swap it round for the last run and see what comes off here. So let's see, what can Daniel Ricciardo do compared to his teammate this time? No improvement for either of them, interestingly enough. Okay. Right, into Q3 then. And yeah, I think worth trying it on the scrub tyres. It seemed to find some extra pace, didn't it? Right, I'm gonna head out straight away.
Okay, green light, green light.
Give them their own space. And here comes Daniel Ricciardo over the line at 22.2. That's probably not going to be good enough. And here comes Antonelli. It's a 22.3.
Understood.
Yeah, need better here.
Currently P2. That was a good lap.
Coming the pit.
Turn the pit limiter on.
I want to leave it right to the end so we get the best grip. I'll send Antonelli out now. Ricciardo out now. That gives him a plenty of space out there. And let's watch it then. Daniel Ricciardo's final ever flying lap in a Lotus F1 car. Let's see if he can pull off some magic here. He comes through that first sector and it's orange. It's not what you want. Antonelli only 5th. Fernando Alonso looks like he's taking pole position in his final race of his career. Can Ricciardo find anything? He's green in the middle sector. Antonelli could not improve. This is huge. Can Daniel Ricciardo get himself up into at least second here? Daniel Ricciardo coming around the final corner now. He heads up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 22.0. It puts him second, just 6 thousandths of a second behind Fernando Alonso. What a lap that was from Daniel Ricciardo. And he takes second in his final ever race as he's aiming for second in the Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso, though, that's the big story. In his final ever race of his F1 career, he finishes in pole position. Wow. Antonelli only 5th. That is a big surprise on his behalf. And if you look at his last lap time, you know, second off his teammate in that final run. Not fantastic. But there you have it then. Nico Hülkenberg, of course, went out in Q1 in his final ever race for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton out in Q1 in his final race for Ferrari. Not great for the old dogs, other than Fernando Alonso.
Only 58 laps stand between the drivers and the checkered flag as they prepare to duel it out under the lights here in Abu Dhabi.
Yas Marina has played host to a fair few title-deciding races, such as 2016 when Lewis Hamilton secured the top podium spot, only for Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg to claim second and secure his maiden World Championship.
There's a reason why the Yas Marina circuit is used as a test track. The long straights put engine power through its paces, while the twists and bends make medium-speed downforce just as important at this challenging circuit. Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Right then. Okie dokie, let's get ourselves into it. We do have 2 sets of soft tyres. There is a possibility here of using those soft tyres in this race. Now, if you're a little bit careful with them, can you make yourself a little bit better? What about something like that? Or something like that? Kind of tempted with that for Daniel. I think a more normal strategy for Kimi Antonelli in what is his final races of the season, and in, of course, an incredible season where he has won the Drivers' World Championship. But let's see how we get on. Can Daniel Ricciardo deliver? Can Kimi Antonelli get back into the race? Here we go. Let's see.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. And we certainly know that Daniel Ricciardo's capable of bringing home a good result.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
And the time has come. Let's go racing.
Here we go then. We are ready to rock and roll for the final time in Season 3. Can Daniel Ricciardo beat Fernando Alonso? Lights out, away we go. And Daniel Ricciardo off to a good start. Looks like he's going to make it into turn 1. He heads down the inside and Daniel Ricciardo leads the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Absolutely amazing from him. And, well, that could be absolutely crucial, making that move at the start of this race. Fernando Alonso is chasing after him in second. He's going to have an almighty slipstream, and he will have a little go. Down the inside, he has a look, but Daniel Ricciardo defends gracefully. Kimi Antonelli, meanwhile, he's following Yuki Tsunoda, who's had an incredible second half of the season himself. And these two have probably been the drivers of the second half of the season, haven't they? Antonelli, just incredible amount of wins. Tsunoda, an incredible amount of points, considering his teammate is all the way down in 20th. But Daniel Ricciardo leads after lap 1. Absolutely brilliant from him. And he is pushing hard out there to try and maintain this lead. It's going to be very difficult. There's the DRS for Fernando Alonso. He's already heading down the inside, and Alonso is back through. Determination from the two-time world champion to get a victory in his final ever race in Formula One. But Daniel Ricciardo is also fighting hard to secure second in the championship. It is between them two, and it's very fitting that that is how it's transpiring in this race. Now, Ricciardo is going to be sensible here. He's going to play the long game. Fernando Alonso will continue to try and hopefully fail to push further away from Daniel Ricciardo. But Ricciardo's now going to look after his tyres. That's going to give him a big advantage towards the end of the stint. And just like in Qatar, we're going to try and play the long game. That's the plan anyway. If Fernando Alonso gets more than a second ahead of Daniel, that's probably going to mean that Alonso is going to lead throughout this first stint. We'll let Verstappen through as well. And Tsunoda's not far behind. There's Antonelli past now, so maybe our race pace not looking as strong. And now Max Verstappen, well, he's not going to let Fernando Alonso have a fairy tale ending. Verstappen takes the lead of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix now. Ricciardo desperately trying to hang on to these tyres. So let's zoom it forward a little bit and see where we get to. Right, we have... Oh, Antonelli! I think Antonelli might be out here. What has happened? So it was George Russell behind. He locked up. Oh, and he's caught the back of Antonelli. I don't know. Is Antonelli okay? I've no idea. He's certainly not. Yeah, he's not doing anything there. So that could be Antonelli out of this race.
And clearly they're not...
But I don't know. He's just sort of... No, he is continuing on. He's got suspension and chassis damage, but I think actually overall he's okay. Does need to come in though, because his tyres are dead. So we need to switch up the strategy here. He's basically going to come in now. And maybe we just attack. Let's go for that.
We'll box now, box now. Box.
And Russell gets a penalty. That's not going to be too much consolation to us. So in he comes. Kimi Antonelli into the pits. He's putting on the hard tyres, and hopefully they will last a good amount of time. Of course, if there's a safety car, that will really help Antonelli. Main thing is Daniel Ricciardo is staying with Fernando Alonso, and that's kind of who his race is with. It's not necessarily with Max Verstappen. It would be, of course, fantastic to win this race, but we're sort of flying solo now in this Grand Prix. And yeah, I mean, the plan is, of course, with Daniel to look after the car. Now Verstappen's got a mechanical fault. That's not going to help matters. 31.4. That's pretty much leader's pace from Antonelli. So he should get himself back into contention for points today, I think. Now they're stepping back down to second. Alonso's tyres are going to struggle very, very shortly. Oh, safety car.
Safety car.
Safety car is in.
Plus on delta time.
So we're going to come in now.
Just keep your tyre temp.
Change Daniel Ricciardo's strategy. Yep.
Box this lap. Yep, box confirmed.
We need a back off.
Copy.
So safety car is in. I think that's Mick Schumacher out. And, yeah, the two Red Bulls are into the pits. Obviously, Ricciardo is going to do the same.
Copy.
Double stacking. Can we get ourselves ahead of Fernando here? No, not quite. But what this is going to do is bring Kimi Antonelli right back into play here.
He's fine, by the way. He's out of the car. There's some debris.
Pack is high. Okay.
Oh, safety car ending, right.
Okay, safety car ending this lap. For the restart, we suggest use overtake at part throttle. Understood.
Suggest reduce a bit lift and coast.
Understood.
Okay, good job. Now pick up your pace.
Use overtake. Understood.
So let's stick with Daniel Ricciardo. Can he get himself back past Fernando Alonso? That's going to be the question here. Antonelli, meanwhile, he's going to be desperately trying to get past some of these guys. And there goes Fernando Alonso back into the lead of this race, past Max Verstappen, and here comes Daniel. Here comes Daniel, and he heads down the inside of his former teammate, and there was nearly contact. But the main thing is he got himself back into second. And he is on the same strategy as Fernando Alonso now, you would think. Antonelli, meanwhile, he's already up behind Bottas. He's going to use his tyres well over the next lap. So DRS is going to be active. So he's going to be stuck in DRS trains here. Verstappen has got back past Daniel Ricciardo now. Alonso, Ricciardo looking after his tyres.
Copy.
Looks like Antonelli can still continue to push. He's going to head down the inside. Beautifully done there from Kimi. Now Ricciardo is behind Tsunoda. That's Charles Leclerc. Now, looking at tyres, they're not great, are they? The top 4.
Like a couple laps or sooner than that?
Copy.
Yeah, Antonelli's struggling to get past Stroll, so I'm fairly certain that this is not going to be a fruitful race for Antonelli. But that was a good move. He got past Kevin Magnussen. Obviously, Antonelli's tyres are a lot older than some of the ones around him. That's probably why he's struggling so much. Top 4 coming back together now. So here comes Antonelli into the pits. He's, of course, going to be on the soft tyres. That was very nice. 2.1. Leclerc's tyres aren't looking great, neither are Alonso's. There we go, Alonso and Verstappen still fighting it out, and I know Alonso wouldn't want it any other way. He wouldn't want to be allowed to just win this final race, but it seems a bit harsh from Max Verstappen. And now it's brought Daniel Ricciardo back into the mix. He is chasing down the top 2 here. So here we go. DRS active. And he heads down the inside of Alonso. He is through. Nicely done. And he's going to have a little go at Max Verstappen, is he? Daniel Ricciardo is back into the lead of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It didn't look like it was going to happen. But he's done a great job. Let's allow him to be aggressive over the next lap or so to try and build that gap out. It's going to be difficult. Well, Tsunoda's also there. Right, we've got some yellow flags now. That was Stroll spinning.
We are ready for you.
Mode push, mode push.
Yep.
So Daniel Ricciardo will be coming into the pits very soon. What's good to see is he's already 2 seconds ahead of his nearest rivals.
No more overtake.
Copy.
Oh, Verstappen's out. Where did that come from? What has happened to Max Verstappen? Has his engine gone? I don't know. But he is out of this race. And that does help us out a little bit here. Right, full attack from Daniel Ricciardo now, because he is going to be coming in this lap, putting on to the hard tyres. So in he comes, and Fernando Alonso is in as well. Important pit stop. Oh, it's okay. It's 2.2. It looked a little slow, but Daniel Ricciardo comes back out in third place on the hard tyres now. Yeah, Alonso also on the hard tyres. So they are exactly the same age. We've got exactly the same distance to go. It's going to be a pure battle between Daniel Ricciardo and Fernando Alonso for the victory here, you would think. Tsunoda is in there as well. He could well find his first Grand Prix victory. We've got 25 laps to run here. Well, Alonso is maybe attacking, is he? Because already he's on the back of Daniel. Doesn't make the move just yet. I think he was perhaps using a bit of overtake to get back within a second. Now this has worked out well for Fernando, because he's now got DRS on Zayn Maloney. Oh, and we're caught behind Zayn Maloney. Right. Yeah, this has cost us. Oh, that's fortunate. That could have been a lot worse. A little bit of overtake to try and catch Fernando here. Tsunoda still out there, still putting in laps. Comes in now. Is he going to go on to the mediums for the final stint? No, he's on the softs. So Tsunoda is going to be coming back at us on soft tyres. Are they going to last? That's a big question. Alonso has got a mechanical fault. Well. This is not over yet, is it? This race. And Antonelli, by the way, up in 5th place. Okay, he's going to be coming into the pits very soon, but that's very interesting. He's going to be going on to soft tyres as well. So it looks like Antonelli may well get himself back into point scoring positions. So when he comes, 2.2 seconds, and yeah, 14th place. That's not bad, is it? Really isn't. Ricciardo desperately trying to look after the tyres enough here. And now he's starting to close in on Fernando. Fernando losing pace. 12 laps to go here.
Got no DRS.
And Antonelli, by the way, is back into the points. Could probably get as high as 5th here. Be an amazing achievement after what happened earlier on with George Russell. I mean, he's going to finish well ahead of George Russell. We've got 10 laps to go, but Daniel Ricciardo is closing in right now. And there's no doubt about it. Daniel Ricciardo has got the bit between his teeth. Fernando Alonso isn't far away from winning his final ever race. But Daniel Ricciardo is 3 seconds behind. And looking at lap times, Ricciardo is going quicker, particularly through the corners. That is where Fernando is struggling. And we are not far behind now, just 2.2 seconds. And there's a load of traffic coming up. That will give Fernando Alonso some respite with DRS. But it also could cause some issues. Hamilton's got a mechanical fault now. It's a real shame. Hamilton, Hülkenberg, you know, they're outside of the points at the moment. Antonelli, by the way, he's now going to be up to 7th place. Excellent recovery from him. Very nice to see. 1.6 seconds now, the gap between Fernando Alonso and Daniel Ricciardo. Yuki Tsunoda in 3rd place. His tyres are going to drop off very, very shortly, aren't they? But this is a great run. And just 1.1 seconds is the gap. I think I'm going to harvest
Car ahead is Alonso.
the energy.
1.0. There's still opportunities here.
Because if we harvest, when we get past, we can just attack, can't we? Antonelli battling with Bottas here. I think Antonelli can get up to 5th. Antonelli's tyres are very nice out there. His lap times are better than anyone's. So yeah, then we took the risk there with Fernando, and hasn't really paid off, to be honest with you. As Alonso's pulled away again. I think Alonso must have used his last charge of battery. Antonelli's overtaken Maloney, and this was for 5th place, wasn't it?
The action closely here.
And there you go, down the inside he went.
Certainly inviting.
And then I think he will have had DRS.
And the overtake is made.
Nicely done. Get back within a second here, but Alonso keeps pulling away just ever so slightly. I'm thinking let's close that gap. Let's not leave it a chance anymore. Gonna close the gap, use the tyres. Now we've got some back markers ahead of us, Russell and Hülkenberg. Got past both of them. 2.2 seconds is the gap, and there's no traffic now until we get to Lance Stroll, which he isn't too far ahead, actually. 3 laps to go in this race. And Alonso's former teammate, Lance Stroll, could really help out here. But look at that, we've got ourselves within DRS. That's the most important thing. We're within DRS now. We might not pass here. But now we are going to give it our all on the next lap. So here we go. Daniel Ricciardo now has the chance to get past Fernando Alonso for the lead in his final ever race for Lotus. And there we go. DRS was activated and he passed beautifully. And now I think he's going to get DRS on Lance Stroll as well. And this is going to be his chance to pull away. Here it goes then. Daniel Ricciardo with DRS is pulling away from Fernando Alonso. He's more than a second ahead. And it's going to be the fairy tale ending.
Alonso may have DRS.
For Daniel Ricciardo, there's just one more lap to go here. Antonelli, by the way, has fought his way all the way back up to 5th place. I think that is very impressive. And he's actually only going to finish 25 seconds behind the leader.
Okay.
That's unbelievable. Right, Daniel Ricciardo, purple middle sector. He's coming round the final corner. Is it going to be a fastest lap from Daniel? Yes, it is. Daniel Ricciardo, fastest lap right there for him. A 24.9. And Daniel Ricciardo begins the final lap of his Lotus F1 career. Fernando Alonso, nothing he can do now. His tyres have fallen off the cliff and his car isn't in 100% condition.
Tyre temperature management looking very good.
But Daniel Ricciardo is just pushing. He is just pushing and pushing and pushing. And he is going to get himself another victory this season. It'll be his 5th win of the year. And a fabulous way to round it out. He's going to finish 2nd in the championship behind his teammate Antonelli. And what a performance. Although Fernando Alonso is coming back slightly. But I don't think it's going to be enough. And yeah, Antonelli 5 seconds behind Leclerc. There's not going to be any way for him to get past now. So this is it then. Daniel Ricciardo comes round the final couple of corners. He's got one corner to go. Daniel Ricciardo comes over the line and wins the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi. Absolutely brilliant. Alonso finishes 2nd in his final ever race. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride really for Fernando Alonso. Tsunoda finishes 3rd, an outstanding season from him. Leclerc comes over the line in 4th, and Kimi Antonelli, the youngest ever world champion, recovers to 5th.
Okay, check out the flag.
Not his ideal result today, but he will be proud of the comeback that he made in this race. Maloney will finish 6th. Bottas finishes in 7th. Then Gasly, he's going to come across the line 8th. Lawson 9th in a double points for McLaren. And Lando Norris rounds out the top 10 in his final race for Alpine. It's been a difficult couple of years, but he will be joining Ferrari next season. Focus now turns to Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion. It's not really worked out for him this season. He's being replaced next year by Lando Norris. Still doesn't have a seat for 2027. He's going to come across the line in 15th place. It's not ideal for him. And Nico Hülkenberg in his final ever race didn't really have the car underneath him. He finishes in 18th position.
That was a fantastic performance from Daniel Ricciardo.
That was a really well-executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. And I'm not sure there's anyone who enjoys a podium quite like Daniel Ricciardo does.
And how fitting that we get to see them on the podium right at the end.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
Daniel Ricciardo wins the final race of the season.
Another one over. The season's ended, the party's just beginning here in Abu Dhabi.
And we did well there. The final 2 races to get Daniel Ricciardo his victory. We did an awesome job.
Well, Karoon, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
And that then concludes our time here in Abu Dhabi.
And that's it for this season of Formula One. The teams will be working hard in the break, gearing up for another year of thrilling F1 action.
So there you have it then. Daniel Ricciardo wins the final race of the season with fastest lap as well. An awesome end to his Lotus career. Kimi Antonelli ends the championship on 482 points, 10 victories, 7 pole positions, 3 sprint wins, and 3 fastest laps, along with his 19 podiums. Daniel Ricciardo finishes with 5 wins, 2 sprint wins, 2 pole positions, and 17 podiums. Mr. Consistent this year, Daniel Ricciardo. Fernando Alonso finishes 3rd in his final ever season in Formula 1, ahead of his teammate Max Verstappen, who finishes in 4th. Leclerc finishes 5th, and Tsunoda finishes a brilliant 6th place. 5 podium finishes this year, and of course that very memorable pole position in Brazil. George Russell finishes 7th, Gasly 8th, Hamilton 9th in his potentially his final season in Formula 1, and Alex Albon rounds out the top 10. Bottas finishes 11th ahead of Lawson in 12th, Maloney 13th, Hülkenberg only 14th, with Ocon 15th, Porsche in 16th, Magnussen in 17th there, Norris 18th, Guan Yu Zhou in 19th, Mick Schumacher 20th on his return to Formula 1, Lance Stroll in 21st, and Logan Sargent propping up the rear. Into the Constructors, we win with 905 points. A brilliant season in the end. 15 wins, 22 podiums, and 10 fastest laps, along with 9 pole positions. Red Bull finish in 2nd there. 8 wins, 19 podiums. Ferrari 3rd. RB finished in 4th. A brilliant season for that team. Aston Martin finished 5th in the end, ahead of Mercedes, and Kick Sauber will be kicking themselves that they ended up finishing in 7th. They really had a chance to finish 5th this year, ahead of quite slow Aston Martin and Mercedes cars. McLaren only 8th, despite a real push towards the end of the season. Williams finished 9th, Alpine 10th, and Haas pointless in 11th. Pit stop championship then. Today, Lewis Hamilton had the fastest pit stop at 1.965 seconds. But it's McLaren that win the pit stop championship ahead of Ferrari in 2nd. Red Bull finish in 3rd, and we finish a brilliant 4th. Much improved pit stops this season. And there you go then. A nice little bit of profit made. Antonelli only gets his bonus if he wins the race these days, and he didn't manage to do that. So there's some research done for the front wing and the rear wing, and Paul Aaron now up to a 76. All very exciting, and there are the 2026 championship results. Kimi Antonelli wins the championship, of course. Lotus F1 Team win the Constructors. There is the F2 championship. Paul Aaron finishing 2nd there. Good to see. Rear wing research complete, and certainly looking in a good place for next year's car. If and when we get there, that's going to be very, very exciting. But for now, that is the end of the F1 Manager 2024 series. It has ended on a high, with us winning both the drivers and constructors titles within 3 seasons. I feel like that is a monumental achievement. We obviously threw a lot of research behind this 2026 car, and it paid off in the end. It really did, because we managed to stay close to Red Bull at the start of the season, develop the car, and from the midpoint on, we were the fastest team and managed to really roar back and claw both championships from their clutches. But it's been an exciting time. Thank you for all of your support, and I hope to see you once again. If not for any more F1 Manager 2024, then of course we will be back for a full Let's Play on F1 Manager 2025 whenever that comes out. Please check out the other series on the channel. You know, we do daily sports and retro gaming content. Plenty more F1 content to come in the very near future. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.